Hi there, everybody. Now that we've finished reading Flannery O'Connor's A Good Man is Hard to Find, and you've had a chance to respond to it and think about some of its oddities, and I think many of you noted the jarring shift to the violent ending at the end of the story. And our job this week is to begin reading critical essays that offer different interpretations of this essay, this reading. And we're going to begin by actually reading Flannery O'Connor's own work. And she's she states that the subject of her work is the action of grace in territory held largely by the devil. And she wrote about how she thinks that violence is very productive in revealing true characters of people. And I think we can see that in the very last line when the misfit um, gestures to the dead grandmother, and says she would have been a good woman had there been someone to hold a gun to her head every day of her life. And that's another way of talking about just how when your life is on the line, and there's something about that kind of brings out who you really are, and maybe it's the worst of you, or maybe it's the best of you. So in this unit, we're going to really think about not just the short story itself, but ways of joining in on a conversation surrounding the short story. So, as you read various critical interpretations, you'll have a chance to offer your own perspective, and that's going to be really the bulk of the work that you'll do for the second major essay. You're going to review dominant opinions about the topic. And then insert your own voice and opinion. And for the last assignment, you had a chance to read the introduction to They Say, I Say. And in that chapter, they essentially discuss how perplexing and confusing it is when someone inserts his opinion, such as the characters in The Sopranos are very complex. When someone inserts his opinion without offering the necessary context and background. Um, in other words, really bringing in the so what. Why is this opinion important? Why should I care? And so when you do that before inserting your opinion, it really allows for your argument to be highlighted. And for example, when somebody says, some say that the Sopranos represent caricatures of Italian Americans. In fact, however, the characters in the series are very complex. Well, the second sentence is the author's opinion, and the first sentence really offers that kind of general opinion that others have offered. And so, translated to our work, as we're thinking about a good man is hard to find, well, we want to sort of give a survey of what other people have said regarding this complicated short story and be able to insert our own opinion. So, to help you do this, I wanted to introduce a handout that you already have in your course module. And I think something like this, introducing an ongoing debate, is really helpful. So this is a handout that basically pulls together a lot of these templates that the longer reading They Say, I Say offer to you. And so when, for example, you want to introduce an ongoing debate about any topic, and for us it would be about the story A Good Man is Hard to Find, we can use a template like this. And we might just be filling in the blanks when it comes to the topic of whether the violent ending is justified or not in A Good Man is Hard to Find. Most of us will readily agree that the violent ending is surprising. Whereas where this agreement usually ends, however, is on the question of whether it was necessary. Whereas some are convinced that it was, others maintain that it wasn't. I mean, that might be one a quick example of how you might enter into a conversation and introduce an ongoing debate, so that when you offer your own opinion, um, that really kind of is clear. Um, we'll talk more about this as the weeks go on, but I just wanted to introduce this reading to you, as well as talk a little bit about what it means to enter into a conversation as we continue to work with a good man is hard to find. So I look forward to reading your response to Flannery O'Connor's Mystery and Manners. That's a short talk she gave. And there she offers her own interpretation of what she wanted that short story to mean. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you guys soon.